Hello everyone, I am Vishal Rajput, and in this video we are going to build our very first project, our own notes app. So in earlier video we have already understand the basics of JavaScript and DOM, and in this video we are going to use the concept of document object model. Also we are going to learn about local storage, session storage, how to store and transfer our data in JavaScript, and some how to use array method that we have learned in earlier video. This video is a part of my front-end developer essential course. If you haven't checked that out, do check that out. So let's just deep dive into that. So right now I have created my HTML file, my empty CSS file, and my empty JS file. And in this HTML file, I have my title. So now what I am gonna do is, first of all, how my notes app will be look like. Here we will have our input box where we are going to type our title, and then there will be one notes app note where we will type our note, and then if we click on our add note button, then there will be our notes will be shown into just below that. So let me just show how to write. So for that I am creating my container, and in that container I will have that input box. So I will have that input box, and inside this input box I am taking one input, and that will be text, and what will be its placeholder? Its placeholder will be title of that note. Let's say if I have a science project, so what will be its note? If I have to do a chemistry chapter 1 notes, so what I will write? Chemistry chapter 1. This will be the title, and inside that whatever my note is. So and that's I'm writing text area. So inside that text area I am giving my placeholder again. Placeholder will be take a note. Okay, whatever note you want to take a note. So here some is look like this, but we are going to design it. Okay, don't worry about that. I'm going to design this also, and I need one button. While pressing on this button, when you press on this button, this add will be saved into your code. Okay, so what I am going to say button, and in this button I will say add. Okay, and let me give some ID to this. Let's say addNote. So this is right now the thing we have. Now what we have to do when we click on this addNote, so this will be shown somewhere. So what I will do, it will be shown below this. So for that reason I have to do one thing. Inside this div I am creating my one block, that is notes block. So here our all notes will be shown. So for now our HTML is done. What we are gonna do, the last thing that we have to do is we have to link our HTML and CSS file. So how to link our CSS file? Just write link. Okay, so here we have to write our CSS file name, which is notes app, and yeah, this is done. And to link our JS file, how to link? We write script dot source. So here we have to write our notes app.js. Let me write notes app.js. Yep, so it's done. So till now what we have done is we have make a small like content structure of our website through HTML. We have make a structure, then how our website should be look like. Okay, and what it will contain. Now what we are doing is we are going to design it. Okay, a little, no, I'm not going to make it fully designed, but working well design. For that I will just first of all reset all my initial margin and padding. So if you see right now there is a margin between this box and this, so I have to remove this so that I can give my own, and sorry, that will be box size, and box size will be border size box. Okay, so I have removed this, its default margin and padding, all of this. So now I have my container. So what will be I have to do is this container. This container will take my whole width and whole height. So I will say min height. Min height will be 100 vh, and its width will be 100 vw. Vw means view width. So if I am checking, see this is my width, so this will be 100%. Okay, so now what I have to do is I have to give some color. So better, let me give its background. color, and background color will be, let me just give gray color. Let me see how it's look. No, it's not look nice. So let me just inspect and give a better color. What we are doing is we use this inspect as a front-end developer. We are going to use this developer tool a lot. So how do we do? Basically, if I have to give it a better color, so I will go to this container, go to this gray color, and let me just find some better color than this. So I think this color is fine. If I choose this, let me see. Yeah, this looks nice. Or I can say if I choose this color, this is also look nice, but I think that color was better. That color is better. Okay, so this is looking nice for now. So let me just copy this, and once you copy, you have to paste it here. I think this is not copy. So you have to copy the color from here, and you have to paste it here. So this is everything. Okay, so now what we have to do is, we have done this. Now I want to give, I have my input box. In that input box, I want to give some, first of all, we do is border, so that we can recognize where this input box is. So for now, let me just give a black border. Okay, so this is till here. So let me give some padding. I would say 23 pixel. And I want to give padding for my container also. Padding, let's say 23 pixel. So this is padding from outside. And if you don't understand the CSS thing, so here I'm gonna use very basic CSS. But if you want to understand or learn advanced CSS, do check out my CSS video where I have explained everything from basics to flexbox to grid, everything. So now in this input box, right now it's like this. What I have to want to this title should be 100% width. Okay, so this title is my input, and this is my text area. Both of them should be my width. Width should be 100%. If I do that, so it would look like this, and which is better. Okay, so now the only thing, this white is not looking nice for me. So for that, I'm going to make my background color transparent. Let's see. It looks nice, but this border is not looking nice. For that reason, I can say border. Let me remove. Okay, yeah, that look nice. And if I click on this, so it's showing this white line. How to remove this white line? This is our outline. So I will say outline, none. So if I click on this, so you see, this look better. But what I can do, I can give a space between this title and a note. So for that, what type of space I want to give? I can give two kind of space, margin or padding. So let me give margin and top only, margin top. Let me give a very small space, that is 6 pixels. Yeah, that's look nice for now. And if I type some title here, so black is not looking nice, to be very honest. So I'm going to give color for now. Let me just give white color. Yeah, it's look perfectly fine. It's look fine. But this note is for now, I think this is fine for now. And if I see this is also fine. So let's go to my button. So in this button, what I want to give, first of all, let me give its background transparent, which is look like this. To be very honest, it's not look like nice. So I can say color white. Let's see how it look. Okay, so let me give some padding. 4 pixels and 6 pixels. How it looks. Let me give some more pixels here. 8 pixels. And this is 12 pixels. So if I make, yeah, for now it look nice. Let me just change the border also. That is 1 pixel, solid, black not, it should be white. So it's not looking nice. So let me just change its borders to, for now, I think for now it's looking fine. For now it's looking fine. So what I am gonna do is, if I I am putting my title, okay, science project, and what is my the note inside that science project, I'm going to type it here. Okay, so whatever I am typing is here, and whenever I click on this add, so whatever is written here, it should be shown to inside this. So for that, I have to use JavaScript. Okay, so till now, like we have done this. So let me just refresh so that it's become clean. I hope you are able to understand the things. I am going very slow for you because it's our very first project. Gradually we are going to speed up things. So this is our input box which contain our input text, which hold our title. Then we have our text area which will take our real notes. Then we have a button. Here I am going to add some event. On click this add, this would be shown inside this, below this, and here this box. In this box we will get our role, what do you say, this div. Okay, so yeah, let's see how to do that. So basically, let me give some IDs to here. Let me give some ID so that I can find it. Title add title, and for this I am saying add note, add text to be very precise. So I have given input class. Let me give its ID so that it will be very easy for me. So if I give ID here, so I have to change this also. So this will be my hashtag. Okay, so now what we need, first of all, I need this title. Okay, so that I can take this title. So I am saying add title. How to take this title you already know, document dot id, with the help of id. So here, what is the id? I have already just give add title id. So from this I got this, I have the access of this. So now I can do anything on this. I can add event, I can change the style, I can change the content, I can store the content. So I can do anything because I got this. So once I have this, now I also find add text. That will be document dot get id, our add text. So I guess till now I got this three things, two things. I need this button. I need this button selector. So let me take add note button. Add note button. So document dot get id. Here I'm gonna take this button. So what is the ID that I have given to button? That is add note. So let me just copy this and paste. Now I have this two, three things. Now the only thing I need is this box because I have to put all the things inside this. So this is notes ID. Okay, so I will say notes div dot document dot get id, and in that what I'm gonna write is notes. Okay, so I have taken all the properties. So what I want to do is, I am saying add note button, whenever you click. So add event listener, whenever I have click on this, do something. I don't know what to do, but for now let me just write do something. Okay, so what we are gonna write is, let me just write console.log. You are clicking, or you are adding your notes. Okay, so let me just open my console and go to console. So if I click on this, so you see whatever is writing, it say adding your note. If I console my this add title in this thing, so you can understand what does it mean if you haven't checked out that video. So let me just show you. If I do this, so I have access of add note button. I have this access of this button inside my JavaScript. If I have this access, I can do anything. Okay, so now what I am gonna do is, for now just I have to write the function. If I click on this, whatever is written in this should be saved here. Okay, so how to save that? Let me write in different way. Rather than putting it like this, I will say my function name add notes. Okay, I will call my add note. So now go to my add note function. So I have to create this add note function add notes. Okay, and now in this add notes, what I want, first of all I need the content of this add title. Okay, so how to take the content? I will say const, because I am not changing the title. Okay, const title equals to my add title dot value. Okay, dot value. So if you see here is what is my this add title. So if you want to take this add title, you say document dot get element id, and inside that you write title. Okay, so this is your title. So if this is the title, so let me just say add title, and let me store it. I am saying let title equals to this. Okay, so now if I do title, so you will see this title is document title. Okay, there is no name title, its name is add title. Add title. Okay, so if I do title, so it's saying this is the input. So if I want that value, whatever is written here, so I will say dot value. Okay, so right now it is undefined. Sorry, right now it is empty. Okay, but if I write something here, let me write something here. So let me again find value. So this is the value. I hope this is visible to you. Let me just make it a little bit. Okay, so if I do value, so this value is shown to us. So we are going to use this. So I am going to this, and I am going to console.log my value, my title. Okay, and after that, what I am gonna do, I am saying cost. What is my notes or note? So it will be addNote or add text. It will be add text dot value. Okay, so if I do console.log, so it will be say what it will say. Let me just write note. So right now I'm not appending into my notes. What I'm gonna do is if I click on this, if I writing some title, and then notes, and if I click on this add, so what will happen? See, it is showing me. Okay, I forget to see it. Okay, now if I put some title here, and click on this addNote. Okay, what I have to do is what is the mistake I have given? Okay, yeah, it's fine now. So if I click on this, click on addNote, so it's going. Okay, perfectly fine. So if I reload my website, and if I click on this, so see what happened here is if it is empty, my title is empty, note is empty, and if I click on this, so it's adding empty notes. Okay, so I do not need something like this. So for that, what I can do is I can say if title is empty, okay, if title is empty, title can be empty. Sometimes I don't want my title, but I need a note. So for that, if my notes is very short, so I do not need title. So what I'm gonna tell is if my note is empty, in that case what you have to do, if note is empty, then you should not be like add empty note. Okay, in that case what we can do, we can say return, and before returning we can say alert. We can alert or say add your note. Okay, so let's see if right now if note is empty, then if I do my console, let me just do console. So here you will see in my console, if it is empty, then it will not working. Okay, it say add your note first. Okay, so if I adding my notes, so this will be shown to me. I think this look fine now. So now what I have to do is, why do we use this console? We are using this console to debug our thing. So we find that till now there is no mistake in our code. So now what I am gonna do is I want to show this note to what I am trying to do. Let me just do simple thing. I will say let notes, and this will be my empty array. This will be my empty array, and inside this array I will add my old nodes. So how to add this node? I will say, let me say const nodes const nodes object. Nodes object is equals to, let me create some node object, and in that I need my title, and title will be your title, and then you will have your note, and that will be note. Okay, so rather than doing this thing again and again, what I can do here is I can say this, let me cut this, let me paste it directly, and let me cut this, and let me paste it directly, and let me, and here I can check this. Okay, so I do not need to make so many variables. Okay, so now this object is created. So once this object is created, what I will do, I will say nodes dot push my object. What? Node object. So in this nodes object, I will have all the nodes. So once this nodes object is created, I am going to make a new function which will be show nodes. Okay, now this nodes app will be updated, so I have to show some nodes here. So how to show? What I will do, I will use a for loop, and in for loop I will say for I equals to 0, I less than a node's length. Okay, so I hope you already know how to use this for loop and array that I have already explained in my earlier video in detail, very detailed. If you are not able to understand this thing, so I request you just watch that video, and I'm going to clear in this video also. Everything will be clear. So what this means is, in this for loop, I'm iterating all the nodes, and I will show inside my this content. So now what I can do is, what I'm gonna do is, I'm saying if I'm saying let nodes, all nodes equals to empty string. Okay, so now I'm gonna use this string literal. So I'm saying nodes plus equals to. Okay, so inside this string literal, let me use the string literal. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm going to create one card. I'm going to create one card. So let me just create inside this so that it look fine. So I'm going to say card. Okay, or inside, not card, I'm saying a node, and inside this node what will be, I will have my title. Okay, I will have my title, and should it be something like h4, I will say title, I will say title. Okay, and I will say my node. Okay, or rather than node I will say text. Okay, and what can be the possibility? The possibility can be we need a button. We need a button to delete that node. So I will say a button to delete node. Okay, so this is something like this. So let me just make this. So I want this into my string literal. So let me use here. Why it is showing Italian? So I'm pasting it here. Okay, as a string literal. So now what will happen? See, let me just make it a little bit like this. Okay, so it will go to all the nodes and find. What we have to do is, oh, let me just make it something like this. Okay, so now it's fine. Let me do this. Let me just do tap. Yeah, it's fine. Just okay, so it's fine now. So what I have to do, I have to put my title here. So how to post my title? If you see, I will use this, and I will say inside this what is my title, and here also I am use this. I have already explained it in my string literals video. Okay, so here I have to write my nodes. So for all the nodes, what is inside this node? So inside this node there will be, inside this nodes what I will be, I have my title. Okay, and I will have my nodes. Inside this nodes what I have, note, or rather than note I can say text. Okay, I can say text. So now if you see what I do, if I have done, okay, just a small mistake. I have to do console, not I can do console. Yeah, let me just console it, console.log, and write notes here. Okay, and after this, adding this, I will say so notes. So let's do a console and just check out everything. I will explain all the flow. Okay, so let me just check out the flow. So just check out this console, what is happening here. So if I writing title, and if I writing, let me just write something like this, title 1, note 1. Okay, and if I click on add, okay, if I click on add, so what it's gonna do is it will going to push this and then it will call this. Okay, so let me just do simple thing and just find why it is not shown. Okay, so for that let me just add into my this nodes. So what I will say, this nodes dot inner HTML, not this nodes, this nodes div. Okay, I got this. So what happened is I can say this is nodes HTML. It's confusing because this nodes and this nodes in a string and this nodes is a length, so it's confused. So I have to write something like this so that it should work. Okay, so now I will say nodes HTML. So if I am writing here title 1 and I am writing here note 1 and click on this add. Now why it's not happening? If I do add and why it's not shown? Oh yeah, the thing is it's inner HTML. This JavaScript is case sensitive. If you write this, so it will not happen. So if I writing here my node 1 and if I add this, so you see the delete is not a. So now I have to like design this. So how to design this? Let's just go here and inside this node, first of all remove this and make it transparent. Okay, I make it transparent. Now the second thing I am gonna do is for this node, in not is nodes, this nodes app should have some border, should have some border. This node should have some border, that is 1 pixel solid white for now. And my this nodes should have like padding. Let me give some padding. I would say 23 pixel for now. Okay, so I have given it's 23 pixel. Now this node should not be like that. I need its width somehow around 200 pixels. Let's see. Yeah, this look fine. And let me give some padding to it. Its padding should be something like 12 pixel for now. Okay, 12 pixel for now. And without title it's not look nice. So what I can do here is I can do here is I can say if this is empty, okay, if this is empty, then write nodes. Okay, something like this. I think you nodes note, or rather than doing this, what I can do is let me just write it here as it is. What I am gonna do is here, if my nodes is empty, if this is empty, if this equals to empty, in that case what you have to write is you have to write note, otherwise you will write same thing. Okay, so if it is empty, if this is empty, then it's showing something like this. Okay, and note, but if I put title here, then it will show that title and that. So right now it's not visible, so let me make its color white. Okay, now it's visible. And the thing is, this white should this delete should not be like this. This delete should be something like here. So how to do that? Let me give some class here, or id, some class, that is delete delete note. Okay, so if I go here and writing my delete note, and inside this delete note I am saying float right. Okay, so if I do, but before that I have to say that also. So let me just put this thing and see, this is here. Now if I do float right, so it should work, but right is not working. This is delete note, reload. So now what's happening is, right now if you see, we have done our first target is, if I save this and if I am putting some title, add this, so it is doing something like this. Okay, now what I want here is, rather than taking its div, let me take its h1. For now it's fine, so what my main target is, if you see, basically what's happening is, because of that I am not able to do my thing is, so whenever I reload this, so I put my notes here, so forget how it's look right now, it's looking something like this. Okay, so but when I have added all notes, but when I reload this thing, it's gone. Okay, so for that we use our storage system. So what I'm gonna tell you today is, so let's learn about local storage. So I'm writing it here, but I will make this note in my basic thing also, because I don't want to mix my project and the theory. So what is local storage? So local storage is a simple our web storage API which help us to store the data in the web, in the browser. Okay, so if I show it here, so see, in the element, we have understand how this element do, and in our HTML CSS file project we have understand how this console work. In our JavaScript, this is our project notes app. So if you want to see your HTML, you can see your source. Okay, everything is shown to you. And inside this network, when we understand about API, we go to here. So performance is later. So first of all, let's go to this application. Inside this application, you see there is storage. Okay, so if I go to this local storage, so right now it's have nothing. Okay, it's have nothing. If I go to session storage, it also have nothing. It will have nothing. But what happen is, you have understand something like cache, you have local storage, session storage. So what is this? So basically this local storage is used to store the data and then transport the data. And how this store and transport the data? In the form of JSON. What we use? We use JSON. And what this JSON is? This is our JavaScript object notation which is used. This is our JavaScript object notation which is used to store and transforming of the data, and how to transfer with the help of this local storage. So let's deep dive into theory, practical part. So if I have to make this local storage, so how do I make? So see, what I'm gonna do here is, I'm making my how to make a item. Okay, so to make an item, we will say local storage dot set item. Okay, so in this set item, what we are gonna set is, we will say, first of all we have to give the item name. So I'm naming its name will be this, and then we have to give its value. So here you see this key is the name that we are setting here, and the value is will be there. So what will the value? I want to set this nodes array inside this. Okay, so if I save this, okay, so it's not saving. Why? Just check out, if I do this, so it's not happening. What happening is, let's go to application, and right now there is nothing, because this addNote is never called. But if I click on this, so first of all it will say this, I have add so many conditions now. So see, this note is created. Okay, this note is created, but this is not, I am not able to see it here. Why? Let's understand it. So we can't store it in the form of object. What we have to do is, we can send our data in the form of string only, and from this local storage we can get the data in the form of string only. So for that, what we have to do, I have to first of all convert this into my string. So how to do that? For that we will use our JSON method, JSON dot stringify, and inside that I will write my this object. Okay, so this will be item set. Okay, so once this is set, so let me just below this, let me set it here. Okay, so if you see, go to your application, and you see in the local storage this note is there. Okay, this note is there which is right now empty. So if I need that node, so how to get this node? To getting this data, we use local storage dot get item, and inside this get item we have to name this. So what is this name? Its name is nodes. So this will be my nodes. So I will say let nodes equals to my nodes. Okay, so from here I get the nodes, and once I get the node, I will again push the nodes, and after pushing this node, what I will say? I will say nodes dot so now see, now let me just see here. I have this nodes, I have done this, add this, but this is not updated, and what there will be some error. Nodes dot push is not an object. Why? So let's just console.log, because we can push into our array. But if I do cons nodes, and you will find, let me give some title. You see, this is an string basically. This is not an array. This is a string. It look like array, but it's not array. So what I have to do is, I have to do parse. So what I have to do is, I will say if my nodes is not empty, okay, this node is not null. So what happens is, if I write some item which is not present, in that case it will return null. So if my nodes is not null, then what you have to do is, you have to make my nodes equals to JSON object. So how to make JSON object? So first of all, what we are doing is, first of all we convert our object into string, and then transfer our data to local storage, and then when we need, we take the data in the form of a string, and then again convert it to the object. So to convert into the object we use parse. So here I am saying JSON.parse my nodes. Okay, so if you see here is, what I am gonna do is, I am saying this cannot read property of null post operation. Okay, so it's null right now. So for that reason, what I can do is, basically what we have to do is, what's happening here is, we have our this empty, this will be empty array, and we are setting it here. So let's not setting it here, let's do something else. Let me just make this something like that. So what I am gonna do here is, let me assume I already have this my nodes. Let me assume I have my nodes inside this application. Okay, let me assume it. Go to this application, let me just reload this thing, and let me just save this. Okay, and what's happening is, let me go to application and create this for now. Okay, let me create it again. So let me assume this nodes is already present. If nodes is already present, then I need this. Okay, but I am saying if this nodes equals to null, okay, if this nodes is equals to null, then make nodes equals to this. Okay, if I get the array from here, then okay. If I didn't get the array, then create an empty array. Okay, else if I get the array, so make this array. How to make this array? Do JSON.parse. So here what I have to write it nodes. Okay, so here this string will be converted into this. I hope this makes sense. Okay, I hope this makes sense. So now what I have to do is, if this is the thing, that this will happen. Now if this is not the thing, now what I am doing, I will checking this text value. If this is not the thing, now what I am gonna do is, let me just remove this thing. Okay, now I will create this object. Once I will create this object, I will push into my notes object. Okay, notes array. Once I have pushed this, now what I have to do is, I have to update. Now how to update? I have already tell you how to create, how to get. Now how to update? For updating, what we are gonna do is, we will say local storage dot set item. Okay, we just have to write its name, that is notes, and again this value. The value will be JSON dot stringify. We have to write stringify, and inside this stringify I will say notes. To update it, simply write this again, updated value. Simply write updated value, it will be updated. Okay, so it will be updated. So now let's check out this, but now there will be one problem. This notes will be not there. This notes will be not there. So for that reason, what I have to write is, I have to copy this, because earlier it was global scope, but now it is not there. So I have to write it this way. Okay, I hope this all makes sense. So let me just go here, and I will say if nodes equals to null, then return, then return. Okay, otherwise do this thing. And to make it more clear, let me just use the braces. I hope this thing, just wait a minute, this all things will gonna make sense to you in a minute. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is, let me just write my title. This is my title, and this is my note, and I click on add note, and this is created. Okay, and this is undefined. Okay, why this is undefined? Let's understand this. Okay, for that, just check this local storage and this session storage. This is not okay. So here this notes is created. Notes is created, and its value is title and this. So what's happening here is, you have only 0. Okay, so here what I will say, if notes is null, let me do this thing. Whatever is inside my notes, first of all do that. Okay, let me do note, let me write title, and just click on this add. So you see this, why this is undefined is coming, man. Okay, I am doing something wrong. This is not where it is, where I am consoling. Just check out. Okay, I have to remove this thing. I am not able to understand. Okay, I forgot. The thing is, what I have to do is Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z, and after this I have to do else. I have to use else, and inside this else I have to do notes is equals to my JSON.parse, because that is a string, and if we do that inside a string, so it will just print that thing. Okay, so I have to do console.parse, and that will be notes. Sorry, it's a mistake, and here I am also showing you how to resolve this mistake. So this is very important. You have to understand. You not have to understand everything, like how in all the courses you will see only they are creating the things, but they do not say what the error that happened. Okay, so if you see, now you have 3 title and 3 note. Okay, so if I go to my application, now you will realize how many of they are. So there are 3 notes, 3 title. Okay, let me just again write something else like X, and here I am writing note. So if I again add it here, so it will add it here. Okay, I hope this makes sense. Now everything gonna make sense in next 1 minute. So what's happening here? Let's understand it very clearly. So we will have addNote button. In that we are going to add an event, click event. Inside this, when you click add event is called. So what this addNote do? addNote will go to this local storage and find, do I have this node's name array or anything? If I have, then I will get that value, but this value will be come in the form of string. Okay, because we can store and transfer in the form of string only. But if it is not coming, if this nodes is not available in the storage, then it will return null. if it is returning null, so I am creating empty array. That means there is no nodes present there. But if nodes is present there, then I will convert this string nodes into my object, that is array. Okay, I hope this makes sense. Now I am checking if, because if let's say if I am doing this, this is empty, so this should not be added infinite times. Okay, so to resolve that problem, I am using this. If add value is empty, then unload and return from here. Okay, you do not have to do what this return do. If I put this return, then inside return whatever I am writing, okay, whatever I am writing, this will never execute. Okay, the function will be returning from here. But if add text value is not empty, in that case it will not enter in this block. In that case it will do this thing. So now I will create an object in to which I am giving its title and its text. Okay, now what I am gonna do is I will say this is my new node, so it should be present into my array. So now this will be pushed into my array. Now what I have to do is I am saying this local storage dot set. If I have to update my this into my storage, so I will update with the help of this. Now once I have updated, I will say show nodes, show my old nodes. So from here what I am doing is, first of all I am creating this and I am finding all the nodes. If it is empty, then return. If there are no nodes, then we have to do nothing, just return. But if there are nodes, then convert that strings to array and then do this operation which I explained earlier. What you are doing is iterate all the nodes and print into my here, print it here. Now once you have done this, I hope this add note make clear, everything clear. Okay, so just let me make its better design. So for making a better design, what I'm gonna do is, let me make this as a display flex. Okay, if I make it flex and do justify content not center, space around, and that will be very better. Okay, so this is fine. Now the only thing is I can give is, let me make this margin, and the margin will be 12 pixel. So this will be something like that. So if I giving this 12 pixel, and let's make this something like this. Okay, so I hope this makes sense. Okay, I hope this makes sense. Or rather than doing these things, space around, I will say space evenly, and I think this is fine. 300 pixel, width is done and height is done. And let me just go here and find what is happening here. So if you see, let me just, for now, just forget that thing. Okay, so if I reload this, so again this happening. So what happening here is, you see, if I reload this, then all nodes is gone, and if I add again nodes, then all nodes will be shown again. So what I can do to resolve this, I will call my showNote function at the first time. Okay, so now what happen is, if I reload this thing, so it will remain here. Okay, I hope this make clear. So let me just give it a better background rather than writing notes. Let me give it black for now. Okay, and to this also, this content also, let me give a better color, something like this, in this way. Okay, so what I can do is inspect, go to my color, and let's make it let's make that color. Okay, so let me make this in the form of, and a little bit darker. Okay, this is looking fine. Okay, so let me just copy this and make my color instead of white. Let me make this. Okay, so this is our how it's look like. Now the only thing I want to do is, for now what I am gonna do is, if I click on this delete, this should be deleted. So how to do that? It's very simple. It's very simple. Just write take this add delete note button. So how to take this delete note button? I have to give some ID here. So what ID can provide? I can provide ID something like this, and here I have to write the ID. So let me write I in this way. In this way, let me say ID equals to I. Okay, so I'm providing this ID. Now what I have to do is on click. Here I will say if you click, if you click, if you click, then what you are gonna do is if you click, you have to do something. Okay, on click, what you have to do is okay. So this is the thing. What I'm gonna do is on click, I will click this and I will pass this specific ID. Okay, so I'm passing this specific ID. So now what I have to do is I'm going to, so let's go to function delete note, and in this delete note what I'm gonna write is my index, which note I have to delete. So now what I'm gonna do is simply this thing is, let me just copy paste this. So I will find this. If it is empty, then we can't delete anything. But if it's not empty, then what we have to do is I have to just go to I have to go to my notes, and in that note I have to let I have to do splash. There is called slice. Okay, and there is called splice. Okay, there is called splice. So in that splice, what we have to write is you have to write the number. Okay, and then the delete count. So what that is means, if I write my index int dex or int and then 1. So what does it mean? It will say, if this splice will say, and did you mean slice? So splice and these are the same thing basically, but it means it will say this index will be deleted. Okay, let's say if I have the array 1 2 3 1 2 3 4, and I will say splice 3 comma 1, that 3 will be 2. Okay, that index, so I have to find the index and I will say 1 will be from here how many number you have to delete. So I am deleting the 3. Okay, so I am deleting the 3. So once I have deleted, what I have to do is I just have to update the thing, and after updating I will show again. Okay, so after updating I will show. So let's say I have delete. If I click on this delete, this is delete. Click on this, delete it. Click, delete, click, delete, click, delete. Yep, it's deleted. Okay, so if you see our function is, everything is working now. If I have to note, this is add, click on this add, again clicking on this add. But the thing is happening here is, this is something like this. For that, what I have to do is go to this notes app and say flags wrap. So if you do this, so it will be something like this. But the thing happening here is, which is not looking nice, is inside this div. So like this delete note is there. Okay, so when you have this delete note, make this float right. Okay, so this is working very fine. So now you see, if you delete this, so you have deleted all. So make just notes. I hope this is working very fine. And if you do notes, add things, but the thing is, when you write this, so this notes will be gone. So for that reason, what I can do is here, come here. So once you add that, make your add title dot value equals to empty, and add text dot value equals to empty. Okay, so if you make this thing, so let's see. Now I'm titled this. Once I add, this will again become empty. Okay, and this text is empty. So I hope this looks fine for you now, and this title and everything is look very fine. And if I show it in the bigger picture, it's right now look this. So for making it clean, what you can do is, rather than making it space around, rather than making it where it is, yeah, rather than making it something like this, just under this, we don't need something like this. It's look nice. I hope this is looking very nice to you as well. But now I am going to give you certain things that you can do. Okay, So basically, what are the features that you can implement? Let me write it down here. So what are the features that you can work on? And I will be very happy if you work on these features, because you will not able to understand everything by just watching the tutorial. So this is the assignment that you have to create and share it to me. If you anyone who saw this, I will give you something. Okay, for sure, for sure. So what I'm writing is the first assignment that you have to create. First, what are the things that you can do? Let me just write a multi-line comment. Okay, so first, what is the feature that you can do? The first feature is delete. Okay, delete nodes. So what should be happen if I delete it here? So it should be stored somewhere else. Okay, let's say there will be some navbar. In that navbar there will be I have nodes, archive, delete. And what is the archive and delete means? Sometime what will happen, you want this notes were of previous semester, but it might be useful later, but it is not useful right now. So what you can do, you can archive that note, okay, instead of deleting. Second, you have delete that note. What, maybe after 10 days, 15 days, you realize you do not want to delete that note. Okay, so in that case, what you can do, you can retrieve from that delete. Okay, so what you can do, delete. So how to implement this thing? So basically, I'm writing here is how to implement. Okay, I'm also writing the implementation. I will be happy if you write it by yourself, but for the delete and the archive, I will write the implementation. So what you will use a delete array. Okay, delete array, and inside this delete array, what you are going to do is this delete node, once you splice from here, before splicing, you will say delete array, whatever is nodes, delete nodes dot push. You have to push your that index. Okay, so what will happen, that deleted node will be added into deleted array, and whenever you need that, because of the we have all these nodes have a specific id. Okay, you have given this id is to this, you can give id to this also. Okay, once you give the specific id to that node, and how to give that specific id, with the help of that title, with the help of this nodes, and something like use add title node, you can give that specific id, and after that you can make this delete. So make this delete and show this on the delete page. Okay, and second will be the same archive nodes. Okay, the third will be sorting. Okay, sorting or filtering. Okay, sorting or filtering. So what is this sorting and filter? So you can apply here filter. Let's say if there are multiple nodes. So if I use on search bar, if I type science, so all the science node will be shown to you. It's very simple. It's very simple. So what you have to do is I'm writing the implementation. So here you are implement archive array. Here what you have to do is iterate through all the nodes and check whatever is searching the that box, you can find with the help of input dot value. Okay, and just check that search dot value is present, like is in the part of that node or not. Okay, you can use the string function. Okay, with the help of substring, how to find substring using dash string, you can check that. Okay, and check. And if you use these three features, there are multiple more features can be implemented. Okay, but for now, if you are able to understand these three features, that will make your projects very unique from others project. Okay, and there can be multiple features like use a reminder. Okay, use a reminder, like you write a short note that you will complete this project by the end of this week. If you are not able to understand clear, okay, you have a set a reminder of 1 week, so it will remind you, okay, you have to finish this project, something like that. Do this assignment. If you are able to do this assignment, then you will be very have a strong grip on this JavaScript. And let me know in the comment section how many of you are going to implement this assignment. You do not have to, you can just copy paste this thing. Okay, just copy paste this thing. Even though you just copy paste this, it will be your project, because you have implemented 4 or 5 features of your own. And I always recommend you, don't only watch tutorials, do coding side by side and also implement one or two things by your own. If it helpful for you, and if you find this whole session helpful for you, how to debug things and how to debug everything, how to debug CSS, how to debug JavaScript, and you enjoy this session, so do not forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Do share this video with your friends and on in the college groups, so that it can reach to maximum student. And so for now, this is it for this session, and I am going to meet you next time. Bye.